Today, I want to talk about drive. But I don't want to talk about how to become more driven. I want to go a layer deeper and ask you, why are you driven? Have you ever asked yourself that? We believe being driven is a good thing. It's an exciting thing. It means to do more, to be more, to achieve more, to create more opportunities, to get more juice out of life. Yeah, to make money. But a lot of us, we get driven, push ourselves, exhaust ourselves, burn out, recover, and just repeat the cycle. Some of us work really hard to build a name for themselves, or to build a business that makes money, or to get a job that's perfect on paper. And then once they get there, they usually don't get out of it what they expected it would give them. But still, we keep going. Why? If you would have met me a couple of years ago, I was the most driven person in the room. It doesn't matter whether you had more talent or not, or whether you were more skilled or not. I would have tried to figure out a way to outdrive you, outwork you, and outhunger you. You know, I achieved some great things. I had a passion for dancing, breakdancing, or breaking, the way we called it, and I traveled the world with it. I organized huge events. I could be proud of myself, but it was never enough. And today, I want to tell you the story from when I moved from my small hometown Antwerp, Belgium, to big city London to go work for a famous media company. And I remember walking in London the first day between these tall buildings. You could feel the energy, the buzz, the money flowing through the city, the culture. It was amazing. I was on a team that was determined and driven. And at the company where I worked, big names, big guests would be interviewed. So I got to meet a lot of my heroes. Guys like Jordan Peterson, Eben Pagan, Run DMC, Ido Portal. And I thought to myself, wow, I have a real opportunity here to figure out my talents and maximize them. It's the most wonderful time of my career. And it was like that soundtrack of the movie Rocky started playing in my head on repeat. Ta-ta, ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta, ta-ta. So I gave myself up to the company. I worked 12-hour days, 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I built skills in copywriting, product creation, online marketing, social media. And every day I would go to work, listen to an audiobook for 45 minutes, get to work, grind it out, and then go back and listen to another audiobook for 45 minutes, trying to learn as much as I can. Then when I was home, 1 hour of relaxation, go to sleep, next day, same routine. And after a couple months, I thought to myself, this intensity is going to catch up with me one day. But then I had another voice talking to me. And it was saying, don't screw this up. You have a great opportunity here. Use this to build your life. Don't be such a pussy. Don't be weak. Suffer now so you can get the rewards later. And it was that voice that kept me going for more than 2 years. And I became extremely skilled at what I do in a short period of time. I built multiple online courses and I led most of the marketing efforts around them. I wrote 30-page sales pages, 3-week email sequences, long video scripts. And with every launch that we did, we became more and more successful. We made millions in revenue over the time that I was there. And I was a key member and watched it happen. And I was very proud of that. And with every online course, we would do a graduation at the end. And everybody from all over the world would come to London to celebrate. And I remember building one course that was so impactful that 2 people walked up to me and showed me how they tattooed the name of the course on their leg. And I was amazed. I thought to myself, wow, I build those courses. I can be great. I can be like those big names I meet. I can be the greatest of all time. So next day, not good enough. Let's double the numbers. Let's triple the impact. Let's quadruple the sales. Hard pressure sales tactics. I don't care anymore. Just getting more mails. I am the marketing prophet. I am Machine Gun Ziri. I am the Michael Jordan, the Michael Jackson, the Michael of everything. I am Aragorn reincarnated, Return of the King. I am the powerful, the pleasurable, the one that you will be worshiping. So my whole life became about growth and numbers. More, more, more. Did the numbers go up? Everything was going well. Did it go down? Not so good. And that voice inside my head it kept criticizing, never cutting me any slack. Keep going, no, not good enough, more, more, come on, more, more. So whenever I presented work to the team, I became very fragile, hoping that they would do something that I couldn't, which is to give me some appreciation and acceptance. But we were all in the same boat, criticizing ourselves and others, so that didn't happen. And sometimes at night, I would ball up and cry. And I wouldn't know why. I felt hurt, but I made it. So it must be temporary. So the next day, wake up, keep moving forward. And I became very fearful in that time, afraid of confrontation, afraid of meeting new people, not wanting to meet new people. I would just work during the week, and during the weekends, I would stay at home and just watch television and try to be brain dead. And I started having this pain in the left side of my neck behind my shoulder blade from typing and working the whole time behind a computer. And I stopped having emotions. My mind was like a blunted knife. No joy, no sadness. I just became an empty, hollow shell, just pushing forward. Work, 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 go to sleep, next day, keep moving forward. I wanted to be like the guests. I wanted to live the life. I wanted to be adored. This is my time. This is Alexander Ziri's time. So I started profiling myself as a speaker. And I went to an event, a conference, and I gave a speech on how to be successful in business. And after the speech, someone walks up to me and asks me a question. And at that moment, my mind wanders off. And suddenly, I get an image. I see myself hanging from my neck. A suicidal thought. And I just brush it off. And when I'm back in a train, I would think to myself, why would I think this? Why would I feel this? I have so much to be grateful for. I have a loving girlfriend. I have a good job, good salary. I have friends and family. I have great opportunities. Yeah, I heard about people having these kind of thoughts, but I thought, that's for them. That's never going to happen to me. I'm a positive, upbeat kind of guy. Still, that happened. And then I started examining my life. I was wondering, is my life really that great? I mean, I worked 12-hour days. I sat in front of a screen all day long. I drank caffeine, fear, 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 fear. Maybe my life wasn't that amazing. Maybe it actually sucked. So I did what any normal person would do in that situation. I went to a big music festival with some friends and did some drugs. And at this festival, the festival featured many commercially successful house DJs. So as you can tell by now, I was on the very edge of suicide. And at the festival, and I'm dancing, and my friend comes up and says like, hey man, you want some ecstasy? And I thought to myself, I've been feeling like shit for so long. I just want to feel good for a second. I want to get out of this zone in my head. So I said, just give it to me. And I take it and I start pumping myself up. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to dance. I want to dance. I want to enter the raw zone. I want to rock to be remembered. And just when it starts coming up and I start getting that feeling, I get confronted with my truth again. And I see myself again hanging from my neck. And it's staring right in my face. And I can't avoid it. I can't walk away from it. And as this is happening, in my imagination, I see a second version of me, a clone, walking up to my first version and taking down the first version. And we start having a conversation. Why are you feeling this way? Why do you want to do that? What's going on? The knot is a symbol for suppression. I can't express myself. I can't be myself. I gotta walk a certain way. I gotta talk a certain way. I gotta dress a certain way. I realized that I was living somebody else's life and that my heart died in London. I didn't know what to do, but for once, I wouldn't listen to my head. And from whatever was left from my heart, I try to tune in and I try to listen. What's going on? What's it saying? And it was clear. Alex, you've been here. You've been working your ass off. You thought this was your lifestyle, but it drove you to suicidal thoughts. Whatever it is, this is not the thing that you should be doing. So although I had that great job on paper, in that moment, I decided to quit my job and stop the pain once and for all. And I remember standing in the crowd, having a smile on my face and a tear in my eye. I felt free and I wanted to dance. So that's what I did. I got soul and I'm super bad. You can do the robot with Alex. Just having some fun. So for a year after I left London, I was in limbo. I did some speaking, some business, I did some traveling. And somewhere at a conference, I gave a speech on knockout marketing. And a man approached me afterwards. He said, hi, my name is John. My name is John Richards. I would love to invite you to a half-day retreat in my hometown. Do you want to come? And I looked at him and he looked a little suspicious. I wasn't sure what to think of him. He looked like a mixture between a Greek philosopher and an English hooligan. But I said why not? I ain't got nothing to lose. So I came to the event and I thought it would be a regular day, but I was in for a big surprise. John was there and I was there with 700 people. And John was just telling stories and asking questions, what he usually does. And he asks, what did you inherit from your background? And I thought to myself, I remember asking my father what his biggest regret in life was. And he told me, I always wanted to be an important man, but I had to take care of you kids, so I couldn't. And I thought to myself, maybe I'll be that for the both of us. And I remember my father always being hard on me, punishing me for bad grades, always focusing on external achievements and never showing any love, never telling me that he loves me, anything that was loving, out of the question. And the day just keeps going by, and John just kept telling stories and asking questions, and he asks another question. What is your biggest fear in life? And I wrote down one sentence. That I will not become an important man in this life. And I was shocked. Because for the first time, it was crystal clear that my biggest fear was not even my own. It was my father's fear. I had two voices in my head. One voice was going, let's go, Alex, I love you. Let's go have some fun. Let's go do this. Come on, man, I believe in you. And I had another voice in my head, always talking to me, no, not good enough. Stop being a pussy. You're weak. Work harder, 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 harder. And I thought these two voices were both mine, but they weren't. The negative voice inside my head was my father's voice, haunting me, driving me to burnout, driving me to suicidal thoughts. And at that moment, when I had that realization, I became emotional. And in front of 7 other people, I started crying as hard as I ever did. But I didn't want to, but I couldn't stop it. It was embarrassing. And John looked at me and he said, what's going on? Why are you crying? And I tried to talk, I tried to explain it, but I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. I was choked. And John looked at me calm and compassionate, and he started talking. Alex, we believe being driven is a good thing. But when you look at the word drive, it is usually associated with an emotion. Which one is that? I don't know. To be driven by fear. You believe that you're driven, but actually you are being driven by the need to impress your father. Only when you get to a place where you don't need to impress him anymore, where you say, I don't need the success, that's when you will create space in your mind. And instead of being driven, you will become drawn. Drawn to what you love. Now don't get me wrong. You will always be a driven man, always. That wound that your father inflicted on you will never go away. The drive will stay. But instead of this drive controlling you, you will be able to use it and aim it onto something you love and create a life that pulls you rather than something you're trying to force. And in order to get there, we will have to slay your father inside your mind. And I looked at him with tears going down my face, and I thought to myself, I never wanted anything more in my life. And me and John, we lock eyes for 5 seconds, and then I had a sudden realization. If John can actually help me, I'll be able to slay my father, become my true self, and tour the world as a speaker selling this for a lot of money. I can already see the commercial. Hey, do you want to change your life? I used to be like you, but now I have slain my father and live in the good life. Act now and get 90% discount on all Slayer courses, including the Slayer 3000 sword, Slayer Father in style. Schling! Act now and get the 2-for-1 extra long Slayer sword for free. Mom and Dad, you never really loved me. Schling, schling! Slay the whole family. Just click the link below and I'll see you on the inside. So after this, I run to John and I said, wow, this is amazing. Thank you. How do I do this? How do I slay my father? And he says, we have to start doing some inner work. And you need to start recording your dreams. And I thought to myself, dreams? Are you serious? I started laughing. I was like, I didn't think that would mean anything. He said, no, trust me, just start writing down your dreams. So I started doing the work. I put my father on trial for the man that he was or wasn't, and the impact it had on me. And I started to let those suppressed emotions come alive and feel them. And sometimes it would get so intense that I would get physical with it. Sometimes I would dance angry. And sometimes I would fight sad. And sometimes I would just lay on the floor and cry. And after doing the work, at night, my subconscious would crack open and all the crap would flood out through my dreams. And I faced my final fear in my dreams. And I want to read the one that was the turning point. I'm walking with a lion and a tiger in my childhood forest. I look through binoculars and see a couple of pirates on driftwood come ashore. And they have 2 lions on another piece of driftwood with them, like they're smuggling them. I shoot and kill the pirates. The 2 lions come ashore and they race towards me. I am afraid. Just at the moment when they're about to jump me, they meet my lion and tiger. They stop and there is a moment of silence. They stare at each other. They relax and they join my lions and me. We keep walking. Now, what does this mean? I worked together with John to try to understand and interpret this dream. And this is the conclusion. I'm walking with a lion and a tiger. This shows that I have strength, that I have power. I've been to London, I did the work, I achieved some of my goals. The pirates are my father and me. And the lions is the power that my father is holding hostage, locked up in the distance. I shoot and kill the pirates. And when I do that, I release the power of that wound. When the 2 lions run towards me, I don't know whether they're on my side or not, because it's the first time I've done this type of work and it's scary. But when they meet, my lion and tiger, nothing happens, because it was my power all along. That's why they join. And when they join, we are one now. We are whole. Now, after doing all this work, after doing the work in London, after my suicidal thoughts, after doing all that work, the inner work around my father, my dreams, all those types of things, after going to the depths of the human soul, what did you think I found? Energy? More courage? Fearlessness? No. Something that was deeply trapped for 32 years came floating to the surface. Love. Love for my partner, love for my parents, love for my friends and family, love for my work, love for the homeless person on the street, love for those I used to hate. But most importantly, love for myself. Deep love for myself. And whenever I get in an argument with my girlfriend, or I'm trying to build the next level of my business and I'm suffering, I let this simple question guide my life. Am I driven by fear, or am I drawn by love? Am I driven by fear, or am I drawn by love? Are you driven by fear, or are you drawn by love? I use the question, I listen, and it will guide me. It will give me the answer I need. And I invite you to use this question as well. Now, I gave you my story. I gave you and I shared with you my pain, my suicidal thoughts, my revelation. Why did I do this? Because if you're in pain, if you're lost, if you're suffering, and you're thinking, I can't take it anymore, why? Then I want you to know that I was in pain too. And I chose drive all this time. But something else was revealed to me. The choice to be drawn by love. But in order to access this, I had to face my demons, slay the dragon, and find the lion and the tiger. And I'm not telling you the story about the lion and the tiger to show you that I'm special or that they're inside me. What I'm trying to tell you is that they're inside you. Now, after doing all this work, in the aftermath, I wrote a very personal letter to myself. And I want to share it with you because I want you to hear what a lion sounds like in its power. I feel good with who I am. I'm the man that I have to be. To enter the world and just be. All this time fighting, going, pushing, no more. You can relax. You can be. You are a man, and I'm proud of you. You are going to do big things, but make sure you mean it. Are you ready to face life for real? Love from deep within. Love like your life depended on it. My whole life, I couldn't feel it. I never knew what it was. But it is time to reclaim that power. Reclaim your ability to love and love deep from within, from your soul. Are you ready to give it? Because if you do, you will be open to pain. You will be open to hurt. But what will life do to me more than wanting to lose my life? If that is what might happen, then might as well do it with full love. It will be scary. You will not want to do it. You've been programmed your whole life not to do it. But it will be worth it. I can feel it. I believe in it. Something has been waiting on the other side for me, and I'm ready to open up for it. Ready to give myself completely. To be a man, to be free, to give love, to receive love, to inspire, to make impact, to make this place a better place, even if it was just for a second. What else are we here for? Might as well make it count for yourself and for the people around you. Thank you for listening.